Oh, hi, Mark. Okay, every horror movie I have ever seen, episode. Shit, what episode is this? I'll figure it out later. Yeah? Alright. So basically, this series is I'm going through every single horror film I have ever seen. I have a list. I keep a list, it's ongoing. It is like 1,300 movies plus, and I go through them 25 films at a time, and I briefly share my experiences and brief shots, brief thoughts about the movies. We last we left off, we're at number 150, which was Dracula. So this will be 150 to 175. Um, Last I talked about Dracula, I obviously said that I love the movie because I do. It's a fantastic movie. I also mentioned that uh, Bela Lugosi's line delivery when what is his name, Harker, is first meeting Dracula on the staircase and the wolf howls and he's like, "Listen to them, children of the night, what music they make," is like one of my favorite line deliveries that any actor has ever given of all time. But anyway, moving on. 151, Dracula Untold. All right, look, if you don't want to call this movie a horror movie, I understand. I do. Because it's not really a horror movie. It's more of an action movie, but I sort of kind of classify it as action horror, I guess. I don't know, man. Don't look too deep into that. Um, I do have some movies on here that like uh, I would not call a horror movie now, but I did at the time, and so it got written down. So number 152 is Wrong Turn 3. Gee golly gosh, I've seen Wrong Turn 3 one time. I saw it over at a friend's house back in the day. We watched it together. Neither one of us liked it. Wrong Turn 3 is a pretty bad movie, to be 1,000% honest with you. I think that's all I want to talk about. Wrong Turn 3. I think that's the extent to which that movie deserves. Number 153. This movie, however, is actually really fun, which is Wrong Turn 4. Wrong Turn 4, I don't remember exactly when I saw it for the first time, but I saw it as a kid, way too young. I saw this movie when I was still in elementary school, and I tell you what, brother, it scared and disgusted me like nothing I had ever seen before. I remember watching Wrong Turn 4 in one of my friend's dad's basement. Um, because that's where his bedroom was. And I had like just stayed up all night. He was asleep, and I was just like sitting there watching movies. And for whatever reason, I decided that that morning was a good morning to hate myself, and I watched like Wrong Turn 4, Halloween 6, Halloween H2O, which those two movies aren't scary or that brutal and disturbing, but like you have to understand, I was a kid at the time, and Michael Myers still scared me when I was a kid. He did a little bit, just a little bit when I was a youngster, and I was watching them alone at like 4 o'clock in the morning. But Wrong Turn 4, I'm pretty sure was the movie that I watched first, and that movie fucked my whole shit up, dude. I was very afraid of the hillbillies from Wrong Turn 4. Um, I would go camping and I would think about Wrong Turn 4. That movie stuck with me for years to come just because of how brutal and evil those inbred hillbillies from that movie are. But it's a bad movie. It really is. I go back and I watch it now and I just have a fun time with it because I do think it's fun. It's like a 5 out of 10 movie. I mean, it's not good, but I have a lot of fun with it and I have a lot of nostalgia for the movie. So Wrong Turn 4 is a pretty fun one that I am pretty fond of, and I do think that's my favorite one of the Wrong Turn franchise. 154 is Cabin Fever. Oh my god, I love Cabin Fever. Eli Roth's Cabin Fever from 2002 is so damn funny and so damn good, and it's nasty, and it's everything that a great dark horror comedy should be. There's so many great jokes in that movie. The that movie has one of my favorite endings of any movie of all time. And if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. I wouldn't repeat what was said in the end of the movie. Matter of fact, not even just on an ethical level, but also on a level of I wouldn't even want to ruin it for you if it wasn't unethical. Go watch the movie and you'll understand what I'm saying, because it has this great plot twist at the end of the movie where someone says something earlier in the movie and you think that he's being like an awful racist, and then you see the end of the movie and it's the biggest laugh of the whole film. You find out that's not at all what's going on. It's very funny. And then I mean, God, the Bert is such an asshole, but he's a funny asshole. Like he comes in to this store, he steals a Snickers bar from the store. He goes out and the guy's like, "Boy, now would you mind telling me why you would steal a Snickers bar?" And this motherfucker has the audacity to say, "For the nougat?" Dude, shut up. For the nougat. And then he comes out with a rifle. When they arrive at the cabin, comes out with a rifle, and they're like, "Bert, what the hell are you doing with a gun?" And he's like, "I'm gonna go shoot squirrels." And they're like, "Bert, don't be," their words, "Bert, don't be a fucking retard." And they're like, "Why would you shoot squirrels?" And he's like, "Because they're gay." And then I think that's when they tell him not to be a retard. And then he goes, "I'm just joking, dude. I don't care whether they're gay or straight. I'll shoot them either way." It's very funny, early 2000s, super politically incorrect humor, but it fits my sense of humor perfectly to a T. I love Cabin Fever a lot. The remake was horrible. Oh, and Deputy Winston. I love Deputy Winston. Giuseppe Andrews is the actor that plays him. He is so incredible. That's another thing the remake got horribly wrong. Why did you just massacre any charm from the original Cabin Fever? The 2016 remake of Cabin Fever. I'm sorry, I'm going off into a bit of a tangent. I'm kind of passionate about this one. It literally was like a shot-for-shot remake of the original Cabin Fever, but they took all the practical effects and either made them way shittier versions of those practical effects, or they made them CGI, and then they took all of the charm and all of the jokes and all of the political incorrectness of Cabin Fever 2002, and they completely sucked the life out of it. And it wasn't even that it wasn't politically correct anymore. None of the characters had any charm whatsoever to them. Deputy Winston in the remake is this woman, and, well, first of all, why did we gender swap Deputy Winston? That doesn't make any sense to me. But she's also just a really generic character. It's not even that, like, I don't like you gender swapping my characters. It's like, if you're gonna do it, fine, but you better do it good. Cast someone with charisma who can give something that's similar to what Giuseppe Andrews gave us in Cabin Fever 2002, which, like, when he came onto screen, he was magnetic, dude. I just wanted immediately to be friends with that guy for like 24 hours and then probably never talk to him again, because I would quickly realize that he's a scumbag. But he's such a scumbag. But I love that that brother just wants to party, man. He goes there and he's just like, "Oh yeah, you're the party man." And like, it's so weird that it almost becomes unsettling, and you think that he has some like sinister involvement with it. He doesn't. He's just like a really weird, zany guy. He's just like, oh yeah, you're the party man. I bet you guys have been drinking lots of beers, huh? Yeah, I'll bet you like to party. And I love his whole performance. Anyway, moving on. 155 is Mama. I watched Mama for the first time. Um, I don't know. I think I watched it like right after it came out on DVD. It was a rental. 94 is Scream 2. I like the Scream sequels. Scream 2 is fine. 95 is 11/11/11 The Prophecy. That movie is dog shit. I saw it on Netflix or some streaming service a very long time ago, when I was like 14 years old. It is really horrible. 96 is... I'm such a silly goose. I'm so dumb. Okay. All right, 155. Yeah, well, I mean, guys, clearly 94 comes after 155. I mean, you guys are probably the goofed out ones for thinking that that's not the case. You silly gooses, you gosh darn silly gooses. All right, number 156 is Child's Play 2. I saw Child's Play 2 a long time ago, for the first time when I was a kid. And I don't really remember much about it, to be honest with you, in terms of my first watching experience. But I do enjoy Child's Play 2 to this day. Child's Play 3 is fine. That movie is so completely forgettable that I just don't... I don't really have any memories with that movie. 158 is Seed of Chucky. So I saw Seed of Chucky probably pretty close to the time that I saw Child's Play 2, because I saw them both on Netflix at a friend's house a long, long time ago in elementary school. I didn't like it back then, really. I don't know that I would like it now. I kind of want to rewatch it. I don't know. I want to give that movie another shot, because I know that I like dumb in horror movies a lot more now than I did back then, but I don't know. I have a tough time because I've seen clips of it online and it just looks so terrible. 159 is Curse of Chucky. Now, what am I trying to say? I keep wanting to say adversely, but that's not at all the word that I'm looking for. Oppositely, I don't know if oppositely is an actual word, but Curse of Chucky is actually a really good movie, and I do need to rewatch Curse of Chucky. That one is probably one of the darker movies in that whole Child's Play franchise, and I do like Curse of Chucky. 160 is Hatchet. I love Hatchet. Hatchet is so good. I love all of the Hatchet movies. Kane Hodder as Victor Crowley is perfect. He's like a giant wild animal grizzly bear. Yeah, so those are some of my favorite slasher movies, are the Hatchet movies. 2 and 3 are especially great. 162 is Signs. I actually don't mind Signs. There has been a weird amount of like random Signs hate online recently, and it seems to have just come out of nowhere, because I don't think I ever remembered people just hating on Signs growing up. Signs is a good movie. I like the ending where it's like Mel Gibson is kind of like regaining his faith because he's seeing all of these weird little coincidences, and that's been a theme the whole movie, is like coincidences versus miracles, and he's just looking all around at all of these different things in the room that have just coincidentally throughout his entire life, throughout his entire family's entire lives, been leading up to this one moment that could help them out of this situation. I think that's a really cool ending that like almost, I don't know, it's a very hopeful ending where he's like, oh, Not only does God exist, God has not abandoned me. It's a great ending. Like as I said, I'm not a religious guy, but I know how much religion means to a lot of people. So it just, in my opinion, that makes it pretty powerful. 163, The Woman in Black with Daniel Radcliffe. I have not seen the original Woman in Black, but the one with Daniel Radcliffe is fine. I really, really like the gothic atmosphere. Love me some gothic atmosphere. Number 164, Abraham Lincoln Vampire Slayer. I don't know what you want from me, dude. It's a horrible movie. I think I watched that at my buddy's house back in the day. His mom had like 3 or 4 movies that we would watch on her laptop at night. I don't even remember what the others were. She had like a few of them downloaded. One of them was Abraham Lincoln Vampire Slayer, and another one was the 2010 Nightmare on Elm Street remake. And I don't remember if there were even any other movies. I just wanted to say there's like 1 or 2 more. 165 is The Collector. Everyone likes The Collector, right? It's just a great movie. No one's gonna come after me for saying that. I don't remember my first time watching The Collector, but it is a very, very good movie. 166, You're Next. You're Next is actually a movie that I had to come around on, and it's because I was stupid as a kid. And when the movie was coming out, I remember the hype train surrounding You're Next. And let me tell you something, boys and girls. Gee golly gosh, was it ever overblown? Because I remember late at night, I would be watching like Adult Swim or something, Adult Swim or Nick at Night, one of the two, and it would have these advertisements for You're Next, and the announcer would get on there, the narrator that does all the You're Next coming to theaters near you. It would be the narrator came on, and it was all these clips of the movie spliced in between this quote, and they were all different quotes from different people. And one quote said scary, and then the next quote said scary, and the narrator was like saying it out loud after saying critics say, and then the last one was really fucking scary. And at least I think that was You're Next. And I was like, oh my god, that movie's gonna be awesome. And I had just like freshly seen The Strangers for the first time. And You're Next is not that great. Actually, my bad. It's not that scary. I should say that. Because when I went into it, I was expecting to be scared, and I was not at all. However, it is a great movie. And going back and rewatching it in adulthood, I can appreciate it so much more. Erin from You're Next is like one of the most badass final girls in any movie, and I will always love it for that. She is so, so good in that movie. Probably up there. She's like top 3 final girls of all time for me, with like Sienna from the Terrifier movies and Sidney Prescott from the Scream movies. Number 167, Apollo 18. That's a movie about astronauts who go to the moon, and they find aliens on the moon, and it's a found footage movie. It's not very good. I rented it back in the day. 168, Munger Road. I actually remember liking Munger Road, but I can't remember hardly anything about Munger Road. I need to go back and rewatch that at some point. Number 169, The Darkest Hour. This very narrowly qualifies as a horror movie. It doesn't really, to be honest with you. It's an action movie, but who cares? I don't even remember The Darkest Hour. Like yellow electricity things are trying to kill people. That was a horrible description of the movie, but guess what? I don't care, because I don't care about The Darkest Hour. I just don't. I'm sorry. Number 170, The Crazies, the remake from 2010. This was another movie that I saw with that same friend, or at that same friend's house, who I watched Wrong Turn 4 in his dad's basement. The Crazies was another one of those like early horror movies that I saw. It was pretty scary to me. I don't think it was anywhere near as scary as Wrong Turn 4, but I've always enjoyed the Crazies remake. 171, Piranha 3D. Or 3 Double D. Are they the same movie? I don't know. I'm pretty sure I've seen them both. Those are fun movies, though. Seriously, if I would say, like, if you want to have some brewskis with the boys and watch some dumb horror movies, Piranha, like the modern Piranha movies from at least one of them is an Alexander Aja movie, which is crazy because that guy actually makes good tense horror movies, and then he just makes Piranha 3D or 3 Double D, whichever he made, and it's really dumb but fun. They're fun movies. Number 172 is The Last Exorcism Part 1. Gee golly gosh, boys and girls, I'm not a fan of those movies. I have no desire to talk on those further. Number 173 is The Wolfman, the original Wolfman with Lon Chaney Jr. from 1940 or 1941, something like that. It's a great movie. I mean, I don't remember the first time I ever saw The Wolfman, but I do have a couple of really good memories with The Wolfman, because when my nephews were smaller kids and they couldn't watch horror movies, they'd want to spend time with their uncle, and horror movies have been something that I've been passionate about for a long time. And so in order to kind of introduce them to some movies that I might watch that wouldn't utterly mortify their parents if they learned that I showed it to them, I would show them old like Universal monster movies, and that's kind of how I bonded with my nephews for years and years. We would watch very old scary movies, and then as they got to be 14, 15, 16, a couple of my nephews I introduced to Ridley Scott's Alien. What else have I watched with them? One of them I watched The Descent with, and just a gaggle of other movies as he's gotten older. But yeah, those are always special memories. I don't really get to make those sorts of memories anymore because they're not around as much. Now that I own my own house, I don't see as much of my family, which, that's just kind of the way it goes, but that's okay. I'm kind of a solitary person anyway, in a general sense. 174 is The Wolfman from 2010 with Benicio del Toro. It's a fine movie. It is. It's a little CGI heavy, but it is fine. Benicio del Toro and Anthony Hopkins in the movie are both in the movie, and I think they're both good in the movie, so can't go wrong with that. And 175 is Frozen, which not like, do you wanna build a snowman, Frozen, but like, oh my god, my face is stuck to this ski lift and I'm just about to jump off and my legs are gonna snap and the bones are gonna be poking through my knees and the wolves are gonna get me, Frozen. So yeah, that's basically the whole premise of the movie. There you go. It's these people, they get stuck on a ski lift over the weekend, and they have to try and get off because the temperatures are going to get ridiculously low, and they will not survive if they just stay up there all weekend long. Kind of narrowly a horror movie. It's kind of a survival thriller, but I believe it was made by Eli Roth, if I'm not mistaken, and so he shoots it like a horror movie, and the music he uses, the marketing, it was all marketed as like a horror movie. So yeah, that's the next 25 films. That was a little longer than I intended it to be, but it was just because I spent so much time on Cabin Fever. Yeah. Hope to catch you guys on the next one.